Welcome to another edition of the Sports One. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
Are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Port. And once again, it is the Tony and Barnes Show. Anthony, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing a lot better today than I was yesterday. That is for sure, Brian.
Yeah. I mean, definitely a great day for both the Yankees and the Mets. Really answering the call. And, with 4 games to recap, I think it's a good time to just jump right into it as we go to the world of Major League Baseball.
2-2, he got him swinging. The back-to-back strikeouts for Robbie Ray.
There's damage right there. Shohei, way, Cy Young. Wow. Where did that land?
Stuck to Chapman, who leaps up and grabs it.
Story spins and fires. Out at first.
There it goes. See ya. Home run, Aaron Judge.
All right. So I guess you could say death, taxes, and the Yankees beating the Minnesota Twins as they sweep the doubleheader yesterday. First game was a little more difficult than the second, and we'll tell you how we got there. So we had Domingo Germán on the hill, opposed by Varland, the Twins, top pitching prospect, making his major league debut. And the Twins get off to a good start. Former Yankee farmhand Jose Miranda with a 2-run homer in the first, made it 2-0. The Yankees bats quiet through the first 3 innings, not being able to put across anything. And then after a Estevan Florial play where he takes one false step in or out, and then he was supposed to just go in, Gary Sanchez gets a bloop single. And then Celestino comes up, drives in Jake Cave, a former Yankee farmhand, who was, traded for Luis Gil, to make it 3-0. So it's like you're thinking 3-0. A lot of guys, not in the lineup. You think about LeMahieu, you think about Stanton. So you're down. Rizzo obviously on the injury list. So you're down a couple guys. Ronald Guzman was the cleanup hitter, 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts. So clearly, you got a weakened lineup for sure, but you have Aaron Judge. So he hits number 55, a homer to the left, 374 feet in the fourth to make it 3-1. And then I did call this, Tony. I know you remember me saying this. Gleyber Torres. I mean, if I call it every game, eventually he's going to hit one. Hits his 19th home run, a 2-run shot in the 6th. So that tied it all at 3. And believe it or not, there was no scorings from innings 7 through 11. So if you look at the Yankee pitchers up till the 12th inning here, Germán gave you 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, with that 1 home run allowed in the first. So once again, Germán, answering the bell. And I know 6-3, technically 4.5 ERA, but I mean, that's keeping your team in the game, especially a normal hitting Yankees lineup, giving up 3 runs over 6, you're in the game. There's no denying that. So then you get a scoreless inning from Wandy, a scoreless inning from Loaizaga, who's really come on and I think is going to end up being, the kind of 1A, 1B with Ron Marinaccio for the guy behind Clay Holmes, setting him up. And speaking of Clay Holmes, he gave you 2 scoreless innings, so he's really settled down, only allowing the 1 hit. And then if you look at in the top of the 12th, Marinaccio walks 2 batters, gives up a hit, allows that ghost runner to score. So the Yankees were actually down 4-3. But luckily, so they have to pull Marinaccio, but Greg Weissert throws 1 pitch and gets a double play to get him out of that inning. So we were on to the bottom of the 12th inning. And the Yankees find a way here, and with some guys that you wouldn't, normally expect it to come up big. So I'll just kind of give you the synopsis of the inning here. So IKF, with Marwin Gonzalez, starting on second, and this was after the previous inning, bases loaded, no outs, Guzman up, double play. And then, Marwin Gonzalez grounds out, so you don't score any runs there. You think, geez, they let up a run, they're probably going to lose. But so Marwin starts on second. IKF singles to score him. So that tied the game at 4. Estevan Florial struck out swinging, but then IKF steals second to get into scoring position. Jose Trevino singles, and then IKF gets the third there. Oswald Peraza, flies out to left. So that gave you 2 outs, but Oswaldo Cabrera, just barrels up, little bloop single, scoring IKF to walk it off. Yankees 5-4 winners in 12 innings in a just game that they had to have, with the Rays red hot. And it's nice, when you look at this lineup. I mean, Miguel Andujar started, Ronald Guzman started, Tim LeCastro was in the game, Estevan Florial, Kyle Higashioka. So really not exactly murderer's row. But they find a way to get the job done here, scoring 5 runs and 9 hits. And, that walk-off single for Cabrera, who was, I believe, 0 for 23 or 0 for 25 before that walk-off hit. And then Oswald Peraza, gets his first 3 major league hits of his career. So nice to see that.
Mhm.
And I was saying to you before the show, it is so nice that they don't have a choice. They're so
Right.
injured. They have to play these guys. And I just think, it's so, you're giving yourself so much more of a chance to have success than rolling out Josh Donaldson time after time, Aaron Hicks time after time, Tim LeCastro, Marwin Gonzalez. So to get, Peraza and Cabrera, these consistent at bats, and even Florial, who I know has looked awful at the plate, but just giving yourself a shot. I love to see that. So overall, just a great win and a good way to start the day. And then we were on to the nightcap, and, we had our ace going, Garrett Cole, opposed by Joe Ryan. This game, just had some runs in bunches. You have 8 runs scored, but over the course of 3 half innings. So, really, some good pitching for the most part, at least for the Yankees anyway. And the Twins, once they got past their starter. But if you look at this, the scoring starts in the 3rd inning with a Carlos Correa solo shot, homer to the left. So that made it 1-0. But the Yankees get the bulk of their offense on one swing in the 4th inning. And it was just interesting, how they got there and who came up big. And it was just one of these things. I've been talking to you about this in terms of, they're gonna get contributions from guys that they haven't been. And that's the key to winning here. So if you look at the bottom of the 4th inning, they hadn't done anything. Started out with a Gleyber Torres walk. You had Oswaldo Cabrera singling to right. Jose Trevino struck out. So you got first and second, 1 out. Then Marwin Gonzalez works a walk, came back from behind in the count, works a walk to load the bases, and then Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, Tony, with a grand slam, his 2nd home run as a Yankee, and that made it 4-1. And really, the Yankees coasted from there. And speaking of coasting, Garrett Cole, arguably his best start of the season, maybe his best start since that complete game 129 pitch effort against Houston. 6 2/3, 5 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 14 strikeouts over the course of 118 pitches. He picks up his 11th victory of the season. That's our guy. And, it was just so refreshing to see. And, that's why, those 14 strikeouts, he's the major league, leader in terms of strikeouts. So, over 200 strikeouts already. And, obviously 218 to be exact, 102 whip and 3.20 ERA. So really, there's been some rough spots this year, but overall, another great year out of Garrett Cole. And then just for some insurance runs, the Yankees get a couple walks, load the bases for Aaron Hicks, and he doubles down the line, clearing the bases making it 7-1. Lucas Litke, nice, easy, ninth inning, and the Yankees win. The Yankees win 7-1 to take game 2 here. And after the bullpen, heavily used, in game 1, they only used Litke here, and he gives them 2 1/3 scoreless out of the pen. And, the Yankees get that lead back up to 5 games, courtesy of the Rays unfortunately won, but with 2 wins, that gives them that half game back that they lost the previous day. And now today they will go, for the 4-game sweep. So just a lot to be excited about in terms of the Yankees. And I think the things that we're waiting to hear, what's going to happen with LeMahieu. We know this toe injury has been going on for a while. Could he go on the injured list? When Stanton coming back? We need to see some clarity there. But Nestor Cortez will come off the injured list today. So that's going to be a welcomed return for the Yankees. And until they get, Rizzo, Stanton, LeMahieu back, they're going to have to work with these minor league guys. And I think it was just so big to see Cabrera get that walk-off single. I think that was really uplifting. Another outfield assist. Tony, he has 4 outfield assists. He played 3 games in the outfield in the minors. I mean, he's pretty unbelievable.
Yeah.
And it's like one of those rare times, because a lot of times, you say, oh, a guy's so good in the field, but he's hitting like 1 something. And Cabrera, maybe he's up a little bit after yesterday, but, his average isn't that good. But if you're making those type of throws from the outfield, I mean, it's hard to argue. I mean, no one else is hitting anyway, so you might as well put him in there. And I think he's shown his track record. He'll be a better hitter than what he's showing. I think he's just adjusting to Major League pitching.
Yeah, we can hope so, but I mean, love the arm, dude. And we got a few comments. Prefer top of the show, set his alarm. Hey guys,
Prefer, love it, man.
Right?
Dedication,
I know,
really
love
dedication.
to see that, dude. And then Magic Mike, best in the business. Matt Gabriel checking in with the big W's yesterday for the Yankees. A good rising to you. Have a great show. Headed out to Norwalk. Matthew, good luck.
Yeah, good luck, Matthew.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in. Michael, you guys are the best. And, of course, you want to, celebrate with us on these 2 Yankee wins, just like Prefer and Tony. Oh,
and Prefer coming in, your thoughts on Michael Jordan's son being seen out with Scottie Pippen's ex-wife.
Should we have Prefer do like a Vogue segment? I feel like he's very into the drama. Some type of Kardashian type thing.
In the sports world.
Yeah, in the sports world. But he's very into that. I don't know. I mean, can you offer us anything on maybe Brady getting divorced? Can you give us something there, bud?
Is that a rumor?
I guess, they're hoping to reconcile. I guess she left the family compound last week.
Are you
Hasn't
serious?
returned. Yep.
Sounds like you're up on the drama too, Brian.
Well, just because it's Brady. Especially, I feel like, if there is a separation here, a divorce, my, prediction of 20 interceptions mentally, Brady's never had to deal with something like that before. So I'm just saying, that might not set up good for him.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe you're a little hopeful. I think you're pulling for the divorce. But when you really think about it, I mean, he was, he's been divorced once already.
Well, no, that wasn't a divorce.
He left the lady.
No.
Yeah.
No, they were not married. That's not a divorce.
You sure they had a kid?
Not the Tony, how many people across the world have kids that aren't married? I mean, like, relatively, you're sure the percentage
basically,
is low, but
you have a kid with someone you
but
left them. I suppose not.
No,
but still, basically,
it's not a
dude,
divorce.
Like,
if you're not married, it's not a divorce. And you're talking about Bridget
so.
Monahan.
Yeah.
Who's in Blue Bloods.
Great
actress.
actress.
Watch that show. Does a great job.
Show.
Yeah. Absolutely. But anyway, back to the baseball here. I just think it was so big. I mean, now you have a 4-game winning streak. You got Nestor coming back today. I mean, I think you really have an opportunity here to get a 4-game sweep. I mean, we know. I mean, has there been one this year? I don't even know. I mean, there hasn't been a sweep in general in a long time. And, I was alluding to that yesterday. So I just think it was so big, especially that first game. I mean, really clawing your way back from the jaws of defeat. And then how many times you have the bases loaded, nobody out, don't score in extra innings, and then end up winning the game. I mean, pretty impressive stuff here.
I mean, it's the Twins, dude. So
Twins who are going to make the playoffs, unlike the Pirates, who are, in contention for the #1 pick.
Who got swept like very handily yesterday. No extra innings. Oh my God. Not making you sweat. Pretty definitive sweep of the doubleheader.
let's not jump the gun. I was just going to mention, Nestor, of course, coming back, and he's been just so great for the Yankees this year. 9-4, 2.68. So nice to see him back on the hill facing our old friend Gray. 7-4, 3.10. Pitches well on any team except the Yankees, but his nemesis, Yankee Stadium, Tony, he is going to get roughed up. We're going to talk about it in a second. But yeah, so all in all, feel really good. And I know there's some technicality. One thing that I don't feel good about, but maybe they can kind of maneuver it because I know there's an injury exception. But the fact that Oswald Peraza joined the roster on the second, the first, and it was like not in time for the postseason, but he can be an injury replacement. He's got to be on the postseason roster. And the one thing that I didn't even talk about is this was like Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, those two games where it was like his first times at third base where he won that Gold Glove back in 2020. He's got to play third. Peraza's got to play short, and Donaldson's got to ride the pine. I mean, they really should just release him. I know he's on paternity leave now, but they're so much better off. And I think there is something to guys being comfortable in the position. We look at Peraza playing short. He hadn't had hits. Now he was playing second base. You think about Stanton when he plays the outfield versus DH. There's something to being comfortable in your fielding position and then having better success at the plate. I mean, I think it's a no-brainer. I mean, that's what you absolutely have to do. And there's just no reason to put Josh Donaldson out there. I think it's an absolute disgrace. And, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, by no means, is like a Hall of Famer or anything. But I think he is a lot better than Josh Donaldson at this point.
Do you think they will?
I don't think they're going to release Donaldson, but I think we will see. Because it just –
well, you think they at least bench him to put IKF?
I think he won't play as much. We'll start there. IKF keeps hitting. They don't have a choice. You know what I mean?
Right.
The way that they struggle to score runs, if you're getting run production, they're gonna stick with it. I mean, it's just you have to. You don't have a choice. I believe Prefer has a BS comment here.
I don't know. Jacob deGrom is the best pitcher
DT?
downtime Tony has ever seen.
He's asking Tony because he knows I'm not going to say that.
Is that a question? Well, of course, Brian's not going to say that.
I mean, I have to say though, despite I know he did allow one run, but I think Cole had a little better performance last night. 14 strikeouts.
No, but he allowed one run.
More dominant though.
No, I don't. You could have a million strikeouts. If you give up more runs, it's not as good. Okay.
It's just funny how you don't like the technicalities, but then when they favor you, then you bring them up.
Well, this is not really technicality. It's just what it is. It is what it is, Brian.
It is what it is. Very, very interesting.
To answer your question, Prefer, yes, he is the best pitcher that I've ever seen. He's the best pitcher in the major leagues. So yeah, dude, it's a wonderful thing. He threw a gem of a game. I'm sure we'll get into that after Brian is done over there. But yeah, stick around Prefer.
And then with the with these two wins, and obviously, now 4 in a row here. The Yankees now are 48-20 away from Yankee Stadium, only 35-34 on the road. So, obviously they had some struggles at the stadium, but just overall dominance there this year. So you love to see that. And their magic number to win the division now sits at 22. So they have these posts all the time. So you just keep stacking up wins. You're up to 83 on the season. And it's been actually I guess it's 31 straight seasons over 500, because obviously 82 and 80. So you're already at 83 here. So just a remarkable run. I think it might be the second longest streak in MLB history for consecutive winning seasons. So it just shows the consistency, the dominance, and just what the New York Yankees are all about. And I just really look forward to tonight, getting Nestor back out there. Let's sweep the Twins and let's have an epic weekend series with the Tampa Rays. And let's just take 2 out of 3. Take 2 out of 3. Maybe we get a game today as well. And then, then we're really talking here, a lot more cushion. This is the last time we're actually going to play the Rays in the regular season this year. So I think it definitely is vital to make sure that we, win that series, win tonight. And then I think we're going to be in a very good spot. And then I guess actually the Rays are off tonight. So that means that, the Yankees win, they'll get a half game, to get to 5.5. You pick up a game over the weekend, 6.5. You feel pretty good about that. So I just really hope that we see that. And the nice part about this too is they're breaking out of this slump, and they have so many guys to look forward to that are going to come back. At one point or another. When Stanton's healthy, when LeMahieu's healthy, when Rizzo's healthy. You're going to get Scott Efros back. How about Harrison Bader joining the team as well? I think that'll be big. And then maybe Matt Carpenter come the last week of the season. So a lot of guys to look forward to, and they're going to have some roster decisions to make. But I think one for sure, we will definitely at the very least see a LeCastro and Marlon Gonzalez DFA. There's just not enough roster spots. And I just think, just rip off the Band-Aid and make Donaldson one of those guys too, because you can't bring him back next year. Like I really don't think there's a scenario. He's going to get booed off the field.
What is his contract just for
$25 million for next year? $25 million. And I know, Cashman.
That's a lot of money, dude.
Randy Levine to an extent. They're so stubborn. They're so stuck in their ways. And not to give me the tight answer, Tony, but do you think after this, Josh oh my God. I just asking one question and you're just so pissed about it. But do you think this is finally the end of them taking any type of chance on older players with high salaries? Because we've seen them do this before.
Oh, no way. It's not the end of it.
But I'm saying, what the scenario was there, a guy 30 going on 37, 38,
right,
$25 million. I really think it'll be, at least from a batter perspective. I always feel like, listen, you when you get an older player, you're taking a chance regardless. But tell me that I'm wrong to say you're better off with a pitcher that's older than a position player, just because, you think about speed, like whether it's in the field or with the bat. A pitcher, even if he loses velocity, location, managing a game, I just feel like they have a better chance at success.
No, yeah, I think maybe you're right about that, but I think it's maybe a little bit more circumstantial than that. Look at Marte on the Mets. He's a little bit older. He still has that strong bat. He's quick still, but he obviously, he's in really great shape.
We looked this up. He's only 32,
33.
Yeah.
But obviously a few years.
Yeah,
I know it's kind of a big jump, but I'm just saying, big Marte for a couple of years, he's going to be solid, But again, to be kind of circumstantial, just Donaldson. Think about it. On the Twins, what was he doing? Really?
So I know last year was nothing to be happy about, and I think the year before, he was pretty good. But then I know he struggled that year with the Indians before going over to the Braves. So he's just been up and down the last couple of seasons. I'm just kind of curious to take a look at this. But at one point though, on the Blue Jays, on the A's, he was a force to be reckoned with, and I guess he did win that MVP back. I think it was in 2015. 41 homers, 123 RBIs. So last year, for instance. 247, 26 home runs, 72 RBIs, struck out 114 times in 457 plate appearances. This year, 126 strikeouts, 400 plate appearances, and only 12 home runs, 26 doubles, slugging 375, a career low. 2020 shortened season, disaster, 6 homers, 222. But then 2019, his last really strong year with the Braves, 37 home runs, 94 RBIs. And like I said, that was back in 2019. So, isn't there something like this? How many times does someone actually turn it around other than maybe Albert Pujols this year? And even his season, it's not crazy. It's just not embarrassing like it had been the previous couple of years.
And I feel like I don't know, dude. I feel like just crunching his numbers, couldn't the Yankees see that there's more of a chance of him being bad than good?
Oh yeah.
Come on,
yeah.
Dude.
I just hope they do the right thing, because we've seen them do the wrong thing before. But it's just one of those things, let's just, from this point moving forward, I think we've seen where, they've made some decisions that may have cost them in other years. So let's, moving forward, let's just do the right thing. And that's what you got to hope for. But let's just start with tonight. Let's just start with Nestor doing his thing, and let's just start with a 4-game sweep, and then let's welcome the Rays into town. But we, of course, will see what happens. And as we approach the 25-minute mark, it is time to talk about the New York Mets.
Oh, man. Yeah, yawning yesterday during the games because they weren't really close at all. Mets had it in the bag the entire time, starting with game 1. Oh man, my shirt's getting keyed out a little bit, huh?
Wow.
Fuck. Talk about someone who continues to rise to the occasion. Chris Bassett last night, or yesterday, I should say, in game 1 here. We've definitely asked a lot from Chris Bassett at the start of the season. We've seen him struggle. We've seen him do really well. But with the pitching struggles, we've had the last few days with Carrasco, obviously not, coming back 100% healthy, with Walker not throwing well, with Scherzer going on the IL. You wanted to look to someone. You knew that DeGrom was pitching game 2. That's great. But you really want Bass to perform here properly. And he does. I mean, he throws 7 innings of 1-run baseball, 5 hits, 1 walk, 10 Ks for Chris Bassett. I want to say that's a year high for him in terms of strikeouts.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, it's got to be. And he was absolutely dominant on the mound last night, throwing 101 pitches. It obviously, giving up only 1 run with 10 Ks. You talk about being aggressive, chasing after batters. He had a lot of first pitch strikes last night. He was getting, ahead in the count against batters. Again, I understand it's Pittsburgh, but there was a phenomenal performance from him, which you love to see that because, like I mentioned, the pitching seemed to be a little bit of a, dark spot on the Mets for the past couple days. And then you score 5 runs, which I think I said they would score 5 runs, right? Did I say 5-2 yesterday or 5-1?
Yeah, remember I said 5 runs would be big because they had scored 4 in the previous 3.
Yeah. And that started at the top of the lineup. Nimmo was 2 for 5, Alonso was 2 for 5. Then you had actually, and then the middle of the lineup kind of struggled a little bit. I mean, you had Vogelback going 1 for 4, Lindor 0 for 4, McNeil 0 for 3. But then the bottom of the lineup kind of picked it up there. Naquin 2 for 4, Escobar 2 for 4. And both Naquin and Escobar were kind of your scorers here. Naquin had a big 3-run homer, and then Escobar had another homer back-to-back in the 4th. And then after that, I mean, McNeil had that sac fly in the 1st to kind of, start scoring off. And, again, we mentioned how pitching, giving up runs early for pitchers can be very demeaning for the rest of the lineup. The pressure that batters feel after that to kind of, pick up the slack of that starter. It certainly affects their attitudes, their mentality at the plate. And right off the rip, you have Bassett throwing a really good 1st inning, and then you have the Mets scoring in the 1st inning. And that's exactly what you want. Even if it's just 1 sac fly, you're up 1-0, you're feeling really good. And then because of that, you're able to kind of chill. Bassett's able to get to his zone. Mets end up winning 5-0. They use Lugo for 2 innings. And he threw 2, scoreless innings, giving up only 2 hits, only 1 K over the course of the 2 innings. But I mean, he has that curveball that was forcing a lot of ground balls. He has that, that curveball also was, making a lot of strikes. So you love to see that from Lugo coming out of the pen. I would say at this point, Lugo is probably the only other, bullpen guy that you're confident in throwing more than an inning, I suppose, right now. As Prefer says, Escobar out of his season-long slump. He looks like an all-star again. Well, you know what? It's funny. I understand Brian thinks it's funny. But I guess, after that 5-1 victory, we obviously move to the later game where the Mets.
Whoa. No, sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off here, but I mean, listen, I know Escobar's picking up with the bat, but
right.
All-Star, I mean, I think that's a little ridiculous.
No, yeah. I mean, maybe it's, maybe he's grasping a little straw here, but it's okay. Prefer can be happy. 2 great wins.
No, but I'm saying, just say he's coming out of it. Don't say he's looking like an all-star. He was never an all-star to begin with.
Yeah. I guess.
Perspective, Tony. Perspective.
Your perspective sucks. Okay, dude. Anyway, speaking of Escobar, second game, Mets win 10-0. A dominant performance the Yankees will probably never see again this season.
Oh, right. 7-1 wasn't good enough. It has to be 10-0. like it matters. And I think 7-1 against a playoff team versus 10-0 versus a team that, might win 60 games this year. So
I would say that equates out.
Perspective, Tony.
Well, anyway, it doesn't change the fact the Yankees will never have another 10-0 victory this season again.
Well, the Mets.
Well, you never know, dude. I don't know, man. Anyway, dude, speaking of Escobar doing well, he went 4 for 5 in the second game. He scored a wild pitch. He had an RBI single as well. But besides that, in terms of the lineup, I mean, again, 10-0. To be honest, I suppose I understand it's 10-0, but I feel like you think 10-0, that's 17 hits. You're thinking, wow, like everyone must have went off. Top of the lineup, Nimmo 0 for 4. Alonso 2 for 4, decent. Lindor 2 for 4, decent. Right, McNeil 3 for 5, that's great. Vogelback 1 for 6. Khan 2 for 4, Naquin 2 for 4. Escobar I mentioned, and the McCann only 1 for 3. So I guess the wealth wasn't as widespread as you would think. You'd like to see Nimmo have some success at the top of the lineup. Alonso doing a little bit better than 2 for 4. I understand 2 for 4 is great, but I mean, from Alonso's standpoint, the way he's been doing, 2 for 4 with no RBIs, and he walked once, I guess. I mean, I would like to see him kind of add to the scoring of the Mets, but nonetheless, you can't really complain if everyone else is doing the scoring. And then, of course, the best pitcher in baseball, Jacob deGrom. Through 7 innings, he did exactly what you wanted him to do as well. 7 innings, no earned run, 1 walk, 8 Ks, only 3 hits. Obviously, he was degrominant, as they say. Pitch count still being pretty monitored. Just like I said yesterday, his pitch count's at 91. I'm sure Buck is still looking at that. He certainly could have went out into that 8th inning. Again, like he was scoreless. There was really no sign in decline in the 7th inning. I'm sure he was good enough for the 8th, but Buck obviously just want to take it nice and slow. There's no reason to extend, I guess his kind of appearance on the mound, especially because it's not like it was a close game or anything. And then Ottavino gives you 1 inning of no earned run baseball, and then this guy from the Angels, Claudio, comes in. He's an older dude. I don't think he was really even pitching that much for the Angels. But obviously, I suppose, in these types of games, why are you bringing in Diaz or really anyone else in your bullpen who's like, I guess, who you're going to be relying on at all. So, but he threw an inning, he had 1 strikeout, gave up 1 hit, nothing crazy, didn't blow anything. But this is what obviously the Mets should be doing. And kind of, I guess, what Buffer was talking about. Oh, by the way, Buffer comes in here in 2021, Diamondbacks, Edward Escobar named to All-Star game for the first time.
Yeah, so I will acknowledge that Buffer does have me there, and I was looking at the numbers. Last year, 28 home runs, pretty good, but I think it was 2019. He might have had 35 home runs, but I think that might have been the year of the juice ball, Brett Gardner, maybe 27 home runs. But, just overall, I think it's just one of those things where you don't think of him as an all-star player, but like as a guy that is decent. That's how I've always viewed him.
Well, I guess that's just your perspective.
Tony, if Buffer didn't make that comment and you had to take a guess at this question, I know you're going to say the contrarian side of this, but you wouldn't have thought that he was an all-star.
Probably not. It's not like I follow Diamondbacks, but I mean, I would have looked it up immediately after I was done talking with the Mets, and then I would be like, "Hey, Brian."
Yeah, but also, I mean, I know there's been a little bit of a hot streak, but relatively, I mean, you're pretty disappointed in Escobar this year.
I mean, a little bit. I mean, he's not really, I suppose, batting that great. I mean, his average has got to be like
230.
Yeah,
okay. It's literally 230.
So it's not great. Again, it was nice to kind of see him in the clutch on some games. He had some big home runs. But yeah, you want to see more consistent hitting out of him. But I mean, what better time to start than right now? Yesterday, doubleheader leading to the playoffs. I mean, going 4 for 5, in one game, and then having a big home run in the first game. I mean, it's not necessarily a fluke,
I just think regardless, everybody being healthy, I mean, he's a bench player.
Yeah, I'm sure when Guillorme comes back,
Right. And it's like you didn't sign him, paying him $9.5 million to be a bench player. So I think that's the biggest thing. But listen, he's got some versatility, pop at times. So you got to just hope that he can keep coming up with these hits because, I mean, that'll be big. And one other thing that I thought was impressive yesterday, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe in the 2 games, the Mets score 15 runs, no homers.
Correct. No home runs given up.
I mean, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. especially because of again what they were kind of their previous game against Pittsburgh, their games against the Nationals. I mean, pitchers were giving up home runs, but again, I mean to kind of go through those couple of games against the Nationals. Again, obviously, we talk about teams being in slumps, especially against bad teams. We've seen it all year. But to kind of have that reset button with, Bassett and DeGrom going back to back in a doubleheader, it really makes you feel good. I would imagine the attitude has taken a complete 180, in the Mets clubhouse because, this is what the Mets should be doing, and I think it goes to show like when the Mets get the ball rolling early, I mean, there's not an easy way to really stop them, and momentum was really in their favor yesterday, and yeah, it was just really impressive to see that this is something they could kind of, we see it this year, but to come out of that, again, all the naysayers and the oh my gosh, these Nationals, you're losing to Pittsburgh. Every team has to take some losses. Every bad team has to take some wins. The important part is that it wasn't like a lengthy, slump like the Yankees had during the summer. They already shook it off. We're on to Miami now on Friday, and we still have a half game lead in the Braves now.
A whole half game?
Yeah, I mean, it could have been way worse, Brian. We could have lost doubleheader, and we could have been not in first place. So we're holding off the Braves, and I think there's light at the end of this tunnel here to keep them at bay. And I'm super stoked for Miami, dude. I'm pumped. Let's go.
And is there any concern, speaking of Miami, I think, have they lost, is it 11 in a row, 7 in a row, something like that?
So what do you think? Is a law average thing?
No, well, yeah, basically. That's what I was getting at.
Yeah. Am I worried that they're going to beat the Mets on Friday?
Yeah. The Mets, I think, don't have
undecided
now. Who do you think gets that start?
I guess Peterson, right?
Yeah, because when did he last pitch,
Jeez. I feel like it was before Washington, right?
Yeah,
I'm trying to like think about it.
Blanking on it.
Let's see. It wasn't before Washington.
Second. So that was 5 days. Oh yeah, so he'll be rested.
Yeah.
And hey, I mean, look at that, 95 innings, 3.32 this year. After struggling to a 5.54 last year.
Mm-hmm.
You have to like that and showing some versatility, pitching out of the pen, a couple of appearances. So yeah, I mean, I think at this point, that's that's your best bet.
I think it's Miami. I mean, I'll take it.
You think you would have success. I think Tawana Walker would probably get chased after 4, though.
Yeah,
honestly.
So
dead to you,
basically.
Yeah.
But
now can you say though, when I was having this discussion before, that you knew that you can't count on him? Because you were talking playoffs.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, obviously, he's on your fucking team. You're pulling for him.
Right. I'm just saying when you have those scars, though.
Yeah.
Like, the scars don't go away.
No, it's going to go away. But, always optimistic, Brian.
It's almost, what it reminds me of, like, and I know it's kind of they're different pitchers and stuff, but like almost like AJ Burnett. You know what I mean? Like he'll show you in Sonny Gray, for instance, like he'll show you that good performance, but you just know in the back of your mind, implosion is around the corner.
It would be nice if we had, Castillo.
Yeah, it would have been nice if we had Castillo.
Anyone really besides Seattle?
Yes, Seattle is honestly going to be a tough team to face in the playoffs for anybody. But I just look forward to that first round bye. And then, I guess it would be the worst team remaining. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, second worst team remaining because of the Astros, I'm sure we'll get number 1. So it just depends if there's an upset in the first round of the playoffs. But I think we actually, do you think, I haven't like checked, but do you think like it's just division winner wild card? So like, let's say from that round, the Mariners advance, and then the winner of the Central, which right now the Guardians are in first place, right?
Sure, really?
Or maybe I'm wrong here.
Central Cleveland is, they're up 2 games.
Okay. So I'm saying, so let's say Seattle, gets a wild card, better record than the Guardians, but the Guardians advance, do you think that the number 1 seed faces the wild card, or how do you think that works?
Yeah, no one seed I think would be facing the wild
So
card,
the Yankees
right?
would actually benefit from that because then Houston would have to play Seattle. We'd have to play the Guardians. And AL Central teams have been a good match for us in the playoffs. So.
Also, the Twins aren't making the playoffs, dude.
What do you mean?
Well, they're 2 games behind Cleveland. Suppose they have a chance to win the division.
No, but aren't they in the 3rd wild card spot?
No.
I mean, do you have it in front of you?
Yeah. Minnesota Twins is Toronto, wild card, Tampa Bay, Seattle, Toronto, then Baltimore, then Minnesota.
So it would So
you guys struggled to beat a team who's not making the playoffs in
what do you
extra
mean
innings.
Struggled? We won 3
extra innings.
Extra innings.
Struggled to beat a team.
Well, hey, I mean, it's better than losing to a team like the Pirates. I don't know.
No. I'm just saying now. You're over there with your team. Because your whole argument. Your whole argument.
Just saying, though. He's just saying, though. Everyone, take it in for a second.
Yeah, I am just saying, because your whole argument there was how Minnesota's team is going to make the playoffs, and they're probably not going to make the playoffs.
I mean, 2-game lead is not safe, so they definitely could make the playoffs.
It's possible, but they're not gonna. There's no way.
So now that I'm thinking about this, you're gonna have the Guardians. So the Guardians would play the Jays, and then is that what? Yeah, that's how that would work, right? And then Tampa would play Seattle. I mean, I would think that the Jays would beat the Guardians, and that do you think Seattle would beat Tampa?
I think it'd be pretty tight, dude.
Yeah.
I would say Tampa takes it, though.
So if that happens, then actually Tampa would play Houston, and then we would get the Blue Jays.
Right.
But I mean, I think just because of what we've seen before with the Rays, I mean, I guess for the Yankees, Seattle or Toronto is a better matchup, even though I guess probably Toronto is the best matchup, even though, Vladdy scares you, Bo scares you, but
pitching isn't phenomenal.
I just didn't like the way we looked against Seattle this year.
Yeah, and even so, I mean, Toronto, I mean, they've had like off nights on offense.
Like, I don't understand. Like, what happened to Vladdy? I mean, I know the numbers will be okay come the end of the year, but I mean, I was expecting what Judge is doing right now.
Yeah, I guess maybe we've seen it where they have a great year and then kind of a not so great year.
Yeah. So I can't wait for playoff baseball. Definitely going to be a good time for sure. So speaking of standings, Tony, believe it or not, I know that the fans are going to be appalled by this.
They are appalled by it.
I end up taking the pick segment by a single game. So you think about this. I end up going 38-21, Tony 37-22. So let's just say for some football, those Buffalo wings will taste pretty good.
Oh yeah, definitely, dude.
So looking forward to it.
Is that going to be like? Do you want to do that tonight, or Sunday?
Sunday.
Yeah, let's do
it. Everybody's confirmed.
Everyone's confirmed.
Talked to Michael yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
Let's go. Are you pumped?
Yeah, dude.
All right. Yeah. So nothing like a football Sunday. It's always interesting though, because it's like especially week 1, you're so excited to watch football, but it is tough to like not on like a side TV or just on your phone to have the baseball game on at the same time.
Right.
Because especially now, and I know, because the Mets obviously the last couple of years. No, I'm saying, but like it's like this time of year, it hasn't been like you're not excited, or you're a little defeated, and now that's all right in front of you. I mean, you got to be like, are you pretty much like if you're not, even if you are out, but if you have any type of access to watching the game, like you want to watch it no matter what at this point?
Yeah.
And that's awesome,
Yeah, dude.
Because like from talking to some of your other friends, and I know it from my friends, it's like there's just not too many of us around. Our baseball lifers, I mean? We don't grow on trees anymore.
Well, certainly not, dude.
But it's awesome.
I love it, dude.
Yeah, nothing like it for sure. So yeah, we're kind of just going on the fly here. So what are we thinking? Now that this pick segment is over, I mean, what do we got? I mean, football starting tonight, obviously. How do we want to do this one? I mean, do we do a combo with baseball because there obviously isn't football? Do we say, I guess actually, so we would just do Fridays, no baseball, just pick football? Is that basically what we're gonna do?
Okay, yeah, I'm down with that.
And then do we just go another month? Or do we go like a little longer?
I mean, I guess do you want to go? Yeah, do you want to go until the playoffs or baseball, and then,
Yeah. So okay. So that's
or do you want to just write out the rest of the season?
well, it would be
Because if we
oh,
write out
I
the rest of
gotcha.
the season, that'd be like till almost November,
Okay. Okay.
right?
So but we could do regular season. I think it ends the 5th.
Yeah,
So it's a little less than a month.
yeah,
But
October 5th.
we'll just do that.
Yeah,
And then are we going bowling?
I think we should go bowling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
definitely.
So we'll say October. All right. So last day of regular season. And bowling. Okay. And I know we're working with a short schedule today, Tony.
Yeah, we can take 3 each.
3 each. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you want to start out here.
Sure thing, Brian. So tonight I'm going to double down with St. Louis. And I mean, they're playing the Nationals. You know, we've seen what the Nationals done. St. Louis won last night. 6-5, I think it was. So kind of closer than you would imagine. But Adam Wainwright on the mound for St. Louis. I suppose a decent season, a 3.21 ERA. He's got a good ERA, 10-9 on the season, which you would expect a better record for him. But giving up only 14 home runs this season, so that's really good. Doesn't give up the long ball. And against Washington, I don't think he should have an issue. I think Adam Wainwright should honestly shut out the Nationals right here. Get another dub, 11-9. St. Louis wins this one. I don't know, I'll say 3-0.
This Goldschmidt get the Triple Crown.
Yes.
That'd be something.
That'd be crazy.
Mickey
When's
win
the
it one
last?
year?
That's what I was going to ask you.
I mean, I feel like it's
right.
Got to hit the research department here.
Yeah, I want to say no.
MLB Triple Crown winners. I want to say no too. No. Miguel Cabrera, 2012. So 10 years ago, 330, 44 home runs, 139 RBIs.
That's crazy. Also, but first says, I vote no baseball until the playoffs or until the Yankees collapse. Well, prefer the Yankees play tonight.
I'm just not even going to comment to such idiocy. All right. And I know, maybe not the right way to say it, whatever, but it's an idiotic statement from Prefer. So good luck with the Marlins this weekend, bud. Anyhow, Tony, so you got the Cards, and I am going to go, of course, with the New York Yankees getting that 4-game sweep against Minnesota, the gift that keeps on giving. And Sonny Gray is going to get absolutely shellacked. I don't care if Ronald Guzman is going to back clean up again, go 0 for 4 with another golden sombrero. I want to say Gray doesn't make it past 4 innings, probably gives up 5 earned. I think we're going to see number 56 for Judge. I think we are going to see Oswaldo Cabrera hit his first major league home run. And I think Gleyber Torres hits number 20. So he goes back-to-back games here. And I want to say Nestor, coming off the injured list, maybe, limited pitch count here. But I think he'll find a way to get through 6, strike out 8, maybe a solo home run of Correa. And the Yankees in a easy victory here, 8-3 over the Minnesota Twins, 5.5 game lead now in the American League East, ready for that big series against the Rays this weekend.
All right, my next pick, because we were talking about them so much, Miami. They are being hosted by Philadelphia. And Miami, Brian mentioned 11-game losing streak right now. They got swept by the Braves. I think they already lost 2 or 1 to the Phillies. But nonetheless, I think, a law of average here tonight on Thursday. Miami get the dub. Sandy Alcantara. You think he sticks with Miami?
I mean, not for like next season, yeah, but after that, I mean, it's so anybody's guess.
I know. I mean, he's pitching really well. 2.36 ERA. Obviously 12-7 because of the lack of Miami. 190 pitches. Has 170 Ks. 47 walks. Only 143 hits. So I mean, hey, I think he's thrown a great ball this season. I think it's gonna be a big reason why Phillies are gonna have no offensive production. And I say Miami kind of squeaks by here, 2-1.
All right. So this is a little bit of a tough one for me, just because I mean I really respect what JP Sears has done this year for both the Yankees and the A's. But Dylan Cease, the American League ERA leader, on the hill, and against a team like the A's with that lineup, I just can't see it going any other way. I honestly think Dylan Cease today, complete game shutout, 15 strikeouts. I mean, this is just not competition for him. If he has a 2.13 ERA this year, I mean, what's he going to do against an Oakland A's lineup? And I just think I could see Eloy Jimenez, hitting 2 home runs off the bullpen. I think Sears goes 5 scores, so pitching duel early, and then the White Sox tack on a couple runs after that. And I'm going to say 5-0, a White Sox. Dylan Cease with the complete game shutout.
All right, Dylan Cease, good for him, dude. My next final pick actually is my third pick now. I'm gonna take the Brewers. They're playing the Giants. Game 1, I'm taking because they do have a doubleheader today. Corbin Burns on the mound for Milwaukee. I would say significant advantage in terms of pitching. Scott Alexander, obviously, I guess, is a bullpen guy. They're going with the opener for the Giants. And I mean, I don't think the Giants have the bullpen to kind of pull this off here. Alexander, first time starting a game this season. I really can't see him giving you much length. Obviously, we know how good Corbin Burns is, and we've seen the Giants struggle. I think they lost 2 out of 3 against the Dodgers. Yeah, they took 1. Milwaukee, as of late, has been kind of struggling as well. Obviously, I don't even know where they are now in the division. Oh, they're second. They're way back from St. Louis. But yeah, I would imagine the Brewers kind of take this one. Even if this Alexander dude gives a couple good innings to start the game off, I couldn't imagine again. Like, you're going to be using 4 bullpen guys. I don't think the Giants have that, and we've seen their lack of offense as well. I would say Milwaukee takes this one pretty handily. Let's say 6-2.
Yeah. And for game 2 of that matchup, I'm gonna go with Milwaukee as well. Freddie Peralta on the hill, just off the injury list here. Always liked his arm, and I just think the Giants, have just packed it in for the year. So I think they're gonna get swept in this doubleheader. I think Peralta, 6 innings, 9 strikeouts, 3 hits, no walks, no runs. Christian Yelich, a little bit of a hot streak, even though he only has like 12 home runs this year. It's unbelievable. I mean, I guess the baseball was that juiced. I don't know.
No, it can't be just that, dude.
But he was like, you couldn't pitch to him.
I know, literally.
Unbelievable. But anyway, I'm going to say Brewers over the Giants 5-1. Maybe Willie Adames will have his 27th home run of the season here, and they get the sweep. So all I have to say tonight, I look forward to a sunny, gray shellacking, and I really can't wait for the series this weekend with Tampa, and then week 1 of the NFL season. So, I mean, there's really nothing better in terms of a sports weekend than what we have coming up with the NFL starting, Yankees and the Mets in these tight division races. I mean, it really can't get any better than this. This is the best time of the year. Is it not?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, sure, playoff baseball, but this is
like
we're basically in the fall now.
Yeah.
And speaking of football, we do have the first game tonight. So let's just go quickly to the world of the National Football League.
6 for 101, 2 touchdowns. To Evans, touchdown, Tampa Bay.
How about that throw?
Sam Darnold blasted. Oh my goodness, did he take a hit?
In trouble once, brings him down. Lost one for Odell Beckham Jr. Got it down, touchdown.
And the NFL returns tonight, 8:20 on NBC. We have the Buffalo Bills traveling to Los Angeles to take on the Rams. Of course, the defending Super Bowl champions who are not getting any respect here. Maybe, Odell obviously not on the team at the moment. Stafford dealing with the tennis elbow. People are maybe thinking Super Bowl hangover. I'm sure Buffalo fans are traveling well to get a chance to see this beautiful stadium in a standalone spot.
It's crazy how well Buffalo fans travel.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things, and if you look at Buffalo, I mean, we think, we talk about, the Mets not winning a title, 36 years. I mean, Buffalo's never won a title, and they went to 4 straight Super Bowls
and lost.
I mean, I don't think we'll ever see that in any sport, maybe ever again. I mean, imagine. That was different because that was the early 90s. Like in this era of social media, I'm saying it just that would have been you couldn't even go out in public.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. Just because I know it seems ungrateful. Oh, 4 straight Super Bowls and you're going to be hating on them, but it's you're right there and you can't finish the deal. And you had a Hall of Fame quarterback in Jim Kelly. And I know Scott Norwood, that kick against the Giants. I mean, he should have made that one. But I think that's what it is. I mean, I think fans are so starved, and Josh Allen is unbelievable, and I just really never saw it coming. So this game is going to be exciting for a multitude of reasons, and this is actually the first game post Al Michaels for NBC. As Al has moved on to Amazon Prime for the Thursday night package with Kirk Herbstreit. So Mike Tirico slides in the booth as the #1 play-by-play announcer for the first time, and I believe it's about 6 years now since he was paired with Gruden on Monday Night Football. So we get Collinsworth, Tony's favorite, and Mike Tirico. And Tirico, I've always liked, honestly, but I do feel like his best pairing, of course, is with John Gruden. But we know he's probably not going anywhere near a mic at the moment.
No.
But anyhow, so, we look at this game and, both teams, I would say, relatively healthy, of course, just other than, Odell and then Stafford with whatever he's dealing with the elbow injury. And I think actually Van Jefferson, the wide receiver's out, but we know the Rams, when it comes to offense, don't struggle in that area. So that being said, the expectations are high for Buffalo this year. We both have them winning the division, getting to that Super Bowl that they've been dying to get to for, I think it's 21 years or something along those lines. But anyway, that being said here, Tony, I mean, what are you thinking about tonight? And do you find it odd that the defending Super Bowl champs, and I know it's a tough matchup here, but at home are underdogs here?
I mean, not really. We mentioned obviously how good Buffalo is, how great Josh Allen is, how well they travel in terms of their fan base. And Stafford's definitely playing, right? He's battling through the tennis elbow.
Battling through.
So, I mean, obviously that's playing a big factor. No, Odell is playing a big factor as well. So, I'm not surprised that they're favored. I would honestly think that the Buffalo will be winning this game. I don't know about you.
Yeah. No, you know what it is? It's just I do think Buffalo's going to win this game, but there's just something about it just seems too easy in a way. You know what I mean? It's all right, Stafford, tennis elbow, Rams, defending champs. You know what I mean? It's just too easy. I mean, I'm still going to go with the Bills. But I just think in all seriousness, the Rams are talented, but the Bills, little juice here, adding former Super Bowl MVP Von Miller in the offseason, obviously won the title with the Rams last year. So something interesting there. But of course, you think about the Bills, you think about Knox, some of, Allen's weapons. You got Knox. They got Dalvin Cook's brother now this year, James Cook. Of course, we know about what Stephon Diggs does. Gabriel Davis came on big last year, so we know he's going to be slinging the ball over the field. And I just, because you think about, okay, the best running quarterback in the league. Of course, you're going to say Lamar Jackson, but I really love Josh Allen's running game because it's a power run game. I mean, he's massive, but the fact is, you would think someone his size, oh, he's not going to be fast. He's fast for a guy that size. But the Rams defense is good, so it's so tough to just thinking about, what type of score we're going to have here. And I'm just looking total. Okay, so we got 52 as the total. I think we're actually going to go under that number.
Yeah, I like that.
So I'm going to say we're going to go We're going to go Bills 23, Rams 20, Tyler Bass from 56 at the buzzer as Josh Allen takes him down the field. And the Buffalo Bills win the opener 23-20, covering that number by a half point.
Nice, dude.
What do you think?
I would say Bills 21, Rams 17.
I knew you were going to say 17. I swear to God, in my head, I heard it. I'm not. Do you
yeah.
believe me, though? I swear to God.
Yeah,
I
believe you.
think you were saying, I don't know what it was. I just thought you were going to say 17.
Bills down by 3. Allen takes down the field, scores a TD. Defense holds him off in the Rams' last drive. Game over.
Wow.
Right? Wow.
Oh, man. I guess Prefer's excited to see Pitt versus Cincy, or I think he said Cincy, but he meant Cincy on Sunday. And of course,
do we know Prefer's allegiance here?
No, but just the fact that he said Pitt, I'm guessing the Steelers.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, Pitt first. If it was Cincy, wouldn't he say Cincy first?
I guess. What if it's neither of those teams?
No, I don't. I just think, you're excited for your team. Dave's cheesing about the Giants already.
Oh my God, I know. It's crazy.
I was listening this morning. I guess he's on a little bit of a diet, 1,500 calories per day. You're talking a lot of oatmeal, salads, progressive soups. But then it's just funny the way he talks about it. I don't know. It was just so funny. Like Rick's going over with him, and then Rick's saying like, "Oh, Sunday Giants game comes around, slice of pizza, some wings." He's like, "Oh yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with one cheat day." No downtime fantasy football league this year, but while we don't have a fantasy football league, we do have a pick segment, and we're inviting you to go heads up with us on a weekly basis, and we'll separate it, Tony, from our pick segment, just strictly football but I hope that you're accepting our offer.
Yeah, dude, let's do it.
Yeah. How do we think we do that with him? Is it like, do we go 3 games a week, like something like that? Because then obviously, there's more games than that, but just so it's not crazy.
Yeah, I'd say it's good.
All right, and we'll do kind of like a pick draft. Yeah. So Prefer Friday, be ready. A football Friday.
It's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. It doesn't seem like, the Monday off just kind of threw me.
I know. Yeah. Labor Day. Yeah. It throws everyone off.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all we got. And I think too, I don't accept. I'm an idiot. I'll ruin the show. Prefer with the lack of confidence sometimes.
Come on,
very
dude.
disappointing.
You got
honestly.
it, dude.
He's talking about me, like, I don't know, like running all over him when he's talking about Aaron Rodgers. Like, what are you talking about? Prefer? I think it just sounds like a convenient excuse.
Brian's up there doing the show. You can be fine to call in.
Yeah, exactly. Call in all you want, Prefer. But anyway, Tony, Mets off tonight. So I think you're going to be watching this one.
Thursday Night Football?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So should be a good one. A lot of talent on the field. But as we come to a close here, Tony, anything else on the tip of your tongue here?
I can't think so. Let's enjoy the day off. So,
yeah, exactly. Get ready for that tough series with the Miami Marlins. But other than that, we really would like everyone to thank everyone for tuning in this morning and continuing to comment, like, and subscribe, as well as, check out the archives on the YouTube page. Of course, all your previous editions of the Sports Port. A great edition of Screen Time yesterday. Talking alien movies, not to mention the variety of other topics that they've covered over the years and the previous 347 editions of the Sports Port. So a lot of content for you. Of course, some one-on-one basketball games with me and Tony. Can't wait to get the next one in the mix. I think that's going to be an epic battle. And we're going to be more of a serious format this time. So I'm really looking forward to it. The raft, the flipping of the cards for the scoreboard, no controversy.
Oh, really? You got one of those?
I'm getting one if we don't have one. So I will donate one. Oh, and one thing that I have to mention, I will be checking in a little bit today. We do have the Monroe Rotary Golf Tournament, Whitney Farms. And we have, of course, LA Barnaby is the main sponsor, but we have the T sponsor, Downtime TV. So we will be having a presence out on the course So I will definitely be checking in, and we are grateful to be a part of the tournament. And can't wait to talk to you guys from there. I'm picking Tony at 101 basketball. Did you see the other two games before? They were tight, but I did win. So the way you're saying it, trying to throw a slight at me. So that's just the only thing I wanted to say there.
What are you shooting on the course today, bro?
Well, so it is a best ball tournament. So it's me, my dad, my friend Riley, and then Pooch. So they're two, very good golfers. Riley's probably just, it's very close, but I think Riley's more consistent than Pooch. And then I'm, behind them. But you think about the combination of all of us, what we bring to the table. I think we're winning this thing.
How's your dad?
My dad is good. My dad is definitely good. He's been golfing for a while. Good short game.
Nice.
So I think he can really help us there. So I'm going to say we're going to go 11 under par. Tough for a scramble. You think about getting a birdie on 11 of 18 holes. But definitely is possible. So I really can't wait for that. Tony looking slimmer, meaner, and tenacity. Okay, so Prefer really bringing the fire. How about you play me, Prefer? How about that? All right. But anyway, we could go on forever here. But also just check out that summer collection, downtimetv.com. Everybody enjoy the day. Let's go Yankees, and we will see you mañana.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.